Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Ramblings from Two Meddling Kids. I'm Edward Hunt, joined by my fellow gym enthusiast,
Mike Cunningham.
and we are the Meddling Kids. And today we'll be reviewing Love Lies Bleeding. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. It's good to have you here. We like to review movies. For those of you who've come back or been here a few times before, good to see you again. But don't worry, if you haven't seen Love Lies Bleeding yet, we won't spoil anything. Let's call it the first 10, 15 minutes. We're going to give you a spoiler-free review from 0 to 5, where we just give our overarching thoughts. Then we'll give you some background on the movie, and then get into our play-by-play where we start spoiling stuff. But no spoilers yet. Mike, are you ready?
I am.
All right, Love Lies Bleeding, what'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Okay.
Honestly, most of the movie I had it at a 4.
Okay.
But then I was like, A24 is gonna A24 at some point. I will say this. I do love the fact that A24 lets creators to create, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like there's any studio interference or anything like that. Like they truly let, the directors, the actors, the writers, whoever it is, they let them create. There's no stifling, in the creative process. And I can appreciate that. But that also means that, like a Shyamalan twist, I know some weird shit is about to happen.
Yeah.
And so the scene, I think some of the violence, I was just like, oh, here we go. God damn it. Okay, I knew it. Some of the violence and then some of the lingering shots on the violence fuck with me. And then kind of I guess sort of the last scene, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that, like, we've talked about this before, right? There's A24 will give you that. It was like, what am I watching? And it could be a shock value thing or whatever, but it was just like, there's other times where it's like, no, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Sort of thing. And it was like stuff like that. And honestly, that kind of that last scene brought it down. Or maybe the last few scenes kind of brought it down a whole half a point. Because I was just like, this movie for the most part seemed grounded in reality. And so to see it kind of go in the direction it does, obviously I don't want to spoil anything, kind of took me out of it. And it was like, honestly, I was a tad frustrated by that, because it was like, like I said, for the first 2/3, honestly, most 3/4 of the film, I was really enjoying it. It wasn't until like some certain latter parts where it just like it kind of fell through for me. But I think the cinematography was great. I think this is this director's like second film,
Cool.
and she got like a much bigger budget, and I think it was used really well. I think the acting was great. I really enjoyed the story. It was just, I think like some of the more like unrealistic elements, Jesus Christ, towards the end of it really took me out of it. But like I said, all in all, it was a really good movie. Now, granted, it was a little hornier than I thought it was going to be, and I watched it way too early in the morning on 11 o'clock showing.
You just weren't ready for that.
I don't know what, and it's funny because Daniel, one of our friends, mentioned it. He was like, "So you just horny at 11 o'clock in the morning?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then I'm sitting in the theater, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!"
Got you. Makes a little more sense.
To the 2 o'clock showing. It was really good. I think I wouldn't say fun, but I really enjoyed the story that was told here. The characters were great. Like I said, cinematography, all of the like sound and editing was great. I think there's some of the latter portions of the story. But like I said, it's just the Shyamalan twist of A24. It's like you know something's coming. But yeah, like I said, I did enjoy this one. So 3.5 for me.
Nice. Yeah, for me, I'm somewhere in between a 3.5 and 4 as well. I'm gonna start with a 3.5 though. I completely agree with what you said of the ending. I was like, oh come on, like what? That made no sense to me. But as a whole, I think still, even with that, you're like, okay, it was a metaphor. I'm like, okay, got you. As long as you can look at it through the lens of a metaphor. Something I really liked about this movie is it did a great job of like opening a window, and you're like, I'm just seeing what's happening. They did not explain a lot of backstory. You figured stuff out as you watched the movie, but I really enjoyed how it was just like open a window. We are in this moment of time, and we are figuring everything out along with the movie, which was great. So there was a lot about this movie I really liked. I think everyone had really phenomenal performances. I think Katie O'Brien and Kristen Stewart especially were both really good. I think Katie O'Brien especially was really, really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely and also Ed Harris. He was phenomenal, and some of the cinematography.
Did not like the wig. I'm sorry.
Right.
I couldn't take the
Yes.
man serious. Did he
Yeah.
look insane and like a killer? Sure the fuck did. But
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. His.
I don't know what his barber's doing, but he
Yeah.
needs
Hey, he's making up for not having it here, and he just has everything else.
just get rid of it. God damn it. You know how ridiculous he looked with the ponytail when he had it wrapped up? Like,
Yeah. But
it's messed up.
no, for sure. And no, just seeing, yes, from the cinematography, they had some like red lens features, which were all really cool.
Mhm.
Every time that happened, I was just like, "Oh, that's so intense," and like in a good way. So I
Especially
really,
some of like the bird's eye view, the screenshots of like the driving stuff like that. I
yes,
thought that was really cool. It reminded me of like the scene from James Wan movie *Malignant*. It might have been, or even like what is it? John Wick Chapter 4. The
okay,
like those overhead shots in a house and like
yeah,
how they would get it. I thought it was like really cool. So this movie had some of those as well.
for sure, yeah, and I think it had a lot of really good scenes like that. You are just thrust into this chaotic world of like what is going on at times,
Mhm.
and it's just you're just along for a ride, and it's a pretty wild ride of just trying to figure out everything that's going on. But I think all the main cast did very well. I really like the cinematography. I lied. I'm going to give this a 4. That's where I'm at right now because I did really enjoy it as well. And yet, even with that ending being kind of like what's going on right now, the real ending was hysterically dark. That was one of the funniest, darkest endings I've really
Mhm.
in a bit, and I enjoyed the hell out of that. So yeah, I'm doing a 4 out of 5 for me. So yeah, cool. All right, let's get some background on this thing. What'd you find out?
Okay, so Love Lies Bleeding was it's a weird release. So I feel like it had two release dates. I think one was March 18th.
Okay.
Sorry, March 8th.
Hmm.
Apologies. And then the other was March 15th. I think well that was this past weekend. So like I think it had a limited release and then a wider release this weekend. The runtime is an hour and 44 minutes. I couldn't find anything on the budget. But like I said, this director's first movie, the budget was 2.5 million and they said that this budget was definitely way bigger.
Okay.
So I mean, I wouldn't say like maybe like when I say way bigger, maybe like
5.
40 million, something like
Oh,
that.
40. Holy shit.
Yeah, it said multiple times that. So like maybe
Hey.
like 25
Mhm.
million to 30 million, something like that.
Okay.
The projected box office was 3.7 million for the opening weekend. I think right now it's at a 2.8, but I usually wait till the end of the weekend to really get a gauge on it. But
Mhm.
it very much it looks like an indie movie with a smaller budget. So like
Yeah.
that sometimes it doesn't they don't get the recognition in the box office that they deserve. Last time I checked, the Rotten Tomatoes was at a 92. I'm not sure just for the critics.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about the audience. Um, but yeah, it looks like it is being well received because it is it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have the genre is crime mystery thriller. The director is Rose Glass, whose first work was called Saint Maud. Um, the cast is Kristen Stewart as Lou, Katie O'Brien as Jackie, Ed Harris as Lou Sr., Jenna Maloney as Beth, Anna Baryshnikov as Daisy, and Dave Franco as JJ. And then the tagline is "Revenge gets ripped."
There you go. Yeah, and I think as a whole, I might be partial, but I like A24 a lot. I think I like
Yeah,
A24's weirdness. So yeah, but definitely, in my opinion, I don't think A24 really puts out bad product as a whole. Like if it's an
hmm
A24 film, I can expect it to be like, there's going to be phenomenal and there's going to be good, but there's not really,
yeah,
in my opinion, not really going to be bad from A24. But awesome, cool, thank you, Mike.
agreed. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
But, all right. So before we get into some of our play-by-play, quick word from our sponsors. Hey, what's going on? It's this guy. I'm Edward Hunt. I'm on the Milan Babington team of Compass. We're one of the biggest and best teams in the DMV. So would love to offer any services that goes with. So but it's more than just offering advice for a home. It's also if you need a phenomenal contractor or lender, I can connect you with some great people. If you want to just see what's going on in your neighborhood, I can help out with that too. And obviously, if you're interested in buying or selling, I'm here for you. Again, I'm Edward Hunt of Hunt Comics. I have Evil as a Weapon issue 1 going on right now. It's on Amazon and Global Comics. Issue 2 we're hard at work on. I have it over to my letterer right now. So probably going to do Kickstarter campaign for issue 2 in a month or so. I'm talking and trying to I'm trying to get an alternate cover, so I need to hear back from an artist for that. But hey, on our way. All right, let's get into this movie. So, Love Lies Bleeding. Just a lot of blood everywhere. I think, right? That's kind of how we're going.
So we open. It is 1989. I guess during the big gym craze, around the late 80s, early 90s.
Hmm.
So we're in the gym. We see a montage of like different people working out, different like what is it, adages on the wall about pain is something leaving the body, or
Yeah.
like
Pain is
the
moving through the
different.
body. No pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Don't be a little bitch. Just
Yeah.
normal.
Basically something about loser. I was like, Jesus, all
Yeah.
right, God damn it. It's so toxic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we meet Lou. She's the owner, no, I guess like the manager of the gym, and she's in the bathroom cleaning a toilet. Um, and after she fixes it, we meet Daisy.
Hmm.
Clearly like somebody that has like a crush, or like they've been like romantically involved or something like that. You can't really tell at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and Daisy's like trying to kiss her ear, and I'm just like, bro, you are a few feet away from a toilet that
And,
you like. He just had her hand in. Like,
yeah.
let's simmer down.
That was a pretty gnarly toilet right there. And yeah, Daisy's an interesting lady. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Daisy invites her out, but Lou says, "Oh no, I have stuff to do. I can't come out, but like maybe some other time."
Yeah.
We see her. She closes the gym, and then she just goes home. And it was like this is the start of these really interesting driving shots.
Hmm.
And there was like also this eerie music in the first two scenes at the gym,
Yeah.
but I couldn't figure out because I was I'm hearing it, so I was like, is this is placed specifically here for a reason, or is it just like it's just random? I couldn't
I
really
think
tell.
I think they were just trying to give you an unsettled feeling. I
Okay.
think that's really what it was. It's just trying to build some tension, even though right now it's kind of seemed like normal stuff. But like, all right, something's gonna happen. And at least that's
Mhm.
what I got from that music. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
all right, something's going on right now. I don't know what yet, but we're gonna figure it out.
yeah. But so she gets home. She has dinner, feeds her cat, plays with herself on the couch. On the couch. The
Yeah.
big three. Uh,
Which is it's such like an interesting shot because Kristen Stewart, especially in the beginning of this movie, looks rough. Like her
yeah.
eyes are sunken in. She has a
Mhm.
lot of bags under them. She goes to her apartment or where she lives, and it's not messy, but it's not great. But
Yeah.
even like just how she's living her life of like it's funny, like she's pleasuring herself on the couch, and then the food like she made like a microwave dinner basically is
Mhm.
like at the bottom of the couch, and her cat
Yeah.
just jumps up and is eating, and you're like, okay, this is a little off-putting. Like your style right now, and there's some stuff is just like, oh, you don't seem like the happiest person right now. And I
Mhm.
think in a good way, they were like really setting that up as her character.
Yeah.
So,
And then as she's, doing that at her home, we jump to Lou, sorry, to JJ
mhm.
having sex in his car with what's her name? Jackie.
Yeah,
Um basically for a job. So it's just like they have sex. And then he's like, yeah, come by this place tomorrow and we'll get you a job
hmm
or whatever. And then we see Jackie leave. Like
yeah.
she's
With
clearly like,
that, I
yeah.
just want to say too, they did a phenomenal job of just making Dave Franco look like a greasy, just shitty person. Like they did, like the
It's so
mullet.
sad that type of mustache just defines a person
Yeah,
without
and you're
them
like,
opening their mouths.
yeah, and even the whole like she's like, so I got the job, right? And he's like, oh yeah, fucking give me a call or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you were just a skeevy man. You were a skeevy man, sir. Yeah,
So yeah, we see that Jackie doesn't have a place to live yet. So it's like because he mentioned something about be safe out there, like be safe out there, and we see why because of the fact that like she is homeless, like she's from Oklahoma, just
Mhm.
came into town or whatever on her way to Vegas, and so she's like sleeping under a bridge or whatever, and like she wakes up in the morning, she works out, and then she goes to the gym, and then
Yeah.
like so she's at the gym, and then in the next morning or whatever, Lou wakes up and she's listening to this like tape about quitting smoking and how
Mhm.
bad smoking is. We see that she's a heavy smoker and like she's trying to quit,
Yeah.
and then so she wakes up, she's listening to this tape, she drives to her sister Beth's house to pick up the kids, and this is where we see JJ again. So like he's her
Mhm.
brother-in-law,
Yeah.
and he really has no love lost for her. Like they don't even acknowledge one another really.
Yeah. Well, it's even
Like
worse. She even tells the kid, like he tells the kids not to hang on her. So I think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
much like he's just like, I don't like this woman,
yeah.
like, yeah,
And so we do when we meet Beth, we see that I think there's like a bruise around her eye or something like that. It's just she's definitely like been abused.
yeah, for
Um,
sure. It's very evident. Yeah.
yeah, and so there's a rare exchange between JJ and Lou, and then she takes the kids to school, and JJ leaves out. Um, sorry, yeah, and
Yeah.
then she heads to the gym, and
Hmm.
it's where we see that she oh no, yeah, oh
Yeah.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up. But anyway, so she goes to the gym, and then we see Jackie meet up with JJ for a job,
Hmm.
and this is where we meet Ed Harris's character Lou Senior. Um, and so he works at like a gun range. He mentions something about like maybe like Rambo or Die Hard. Maybe I think it was Die Hard.
Hmm.
Because of Die Hard's, like so many people want to learn how to shoot guns and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah,
Lou Senior runs a gun range. So like she gets a job. Like she asks for a job and says she'll do anything. And he asked her, do you like guns? And she says no. She likes to like use her own power. We see that she's very fit. She's a
Mhm.
she's a bodybuilder. So she was like she likes to rely on her own strength.
Yeah.
Um, and so she gets a job as a waitress at the gun range. Um, and then she goes to the gym. Sorry, that's why I was confused. I was
Sure.
messing myself up. But yeah, so then Jackie goes to the gym, and this is where Lou sees her for the first time, just working out. And at the end of the night, like Jackie's there with two other guys, and like Lou kind of just cuts the lights out and says, everybody get the fuck out. Like I'm trying
Yeah.
to go home.
Yeah, well, she's very clearly like has a crush on this woman. Then she's like, "Ah, fuck, too." I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit. Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of the out. Yeah.
And sorry, hold on.
No, so you
Oh,
cut the lights out, so then they all go out, and then
yeah, but before this,
Jackie.
really quickly, sorry, that's what I said. My notes are fucking jumbled, Jim. But before she closes the gym, a guy comes and asks for like change for something or whatever,
Mhm.
and then starts asking about her dad
Yeah.
and then her mom, and she like clearly he's with the FBI, so he gives her his card if she remembers anything,
Yeah.
and then we jump to her kicking the last people out of the gym, shutting the lights out, and like so she's standing by her car waiting for them to leave, and this is when Jackie comes up to her and asks for a cigarette, and they start talking. Clearly, that there's an attraction between them, and then the two guys that Jackie was in the gym with come out, try to invite her out, but she's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here."
Mhm.
And then like I think he grabs her, and like she just punches him in the face, like "Don't touch me," and then he punches her back, and then like Lou, excuse me, is able to like de-escalate the situation. The guys walk away,
Mhm.
and she takes Jackie into the gym to like get some ice and like recover from the from being punched.
Yeah.
Um, and this was like I said also like there was when she was waiting outside there was more of that eerie music.
Mhm.
Maybe like you said, showing what's to come type of thing, or like alluding to what's to come.
Yeah.
Um, and then so as they're inside, she brings her ice to put on her eye or whatever. And then Jackie tells her about like she's only in town on her way to go to a bodybuilding competition in Vegas. Um, and then when Lou hears this, she goes to the back and like brings her steroids just
Yep.
immediately. Oh, like
It's
Jesus
like, here
Christ!
you go. You want some gear, bro? I got you. Let's get you big. Yeah.
It was like that's something you lead up to, like because I would assume, especially I mean, depending on who you are as a bodybuilder or an athlete, being offered something like that seems like impure or like I would be insulted, in a
Mhm.
way. So it would be something I would assume that somebody like you fill somebody up before you offer them,
Yeah.
some enhancer like that. But
Now you
she
want to be strong, you do gear. Yeah. I've never done it, but like apparently that's it's very common in all of that. So yeah.
yeah. But so yeah, she offers her the steroids and she shows her how to use it, and then after she stabs her and she kind of gets a jolt of of the steroids, they start making out, and
Mhm.
then first Lou says you're not just some straight girl like experimenting or whatever,
Yeah.
and then what's her name, Jackie says no, so and then like they end up having sex at Lou's apartment or whatever, and this is what I was saying, it was like this is like 10 minutes in, I was like It is 11:25.
It's a steamy movie. There's some steamy scenes for sure. Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, so they have sex, and then like the next morning, like Lou's making her breakfast or whatever, and they start talking, and she was like, asked her where she stays, and she's like, I don't have any place yet, but I got a job. I just, I was hoping I could stay here for a few days until I got my first paycheck, and then Jackie mentions that she's working, um, outside of town,
Mhm.
for this guy Lou, and that's when Lou finds out that Jackie's working for her dad, and like
Yeah.
she tries to like get her to like, oh, don't you don't want to work for him? Why don't you try somewhere else, or
Mhm.
anywhere but there? Um, but just Jackie kind of really doesn't heed the warning, because she needs the money,
Sure.
and so Lou offers her to stay there until she until she can afford her own place or whatever.
Moving very quickly. I'm just going
Yeah,
to make the statement. This is all moving very fast. All right. But hey, whatever
yeah.
floats your boat or finds your lost remote, like, hey.
And then she also mentions about her like because Lou makes her like an omelet or something like that. She was like, next time if you just make it without the yolks.
Yeah.
Um,
Very also with that too. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that. It was kind of a weird interaction
yeah,
with all of this, and like of like this whole morning after they're trying to figure stuff out, which I get, and then it's like, yeah, next time without the yolks would be great. It's like, she just made you breakfast. Come on, but
I'm sorry, Your Highness. Like, don't you
I
don't you
don't know.
disrespect me?
Meanwhile, she's not eating anything. She's just smoking her cigarettes. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so now we get a quick montage, not so much a montage, but it was just like showing Lou, sorry, not Lou, Jackie working at the bar,
mm-hmm.
then working out and training at the gym, and then living with Lou. So we just get a cycle of them, of like their lives, for the I don't know how long
Yeah.
passes, maybe like a week, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah,
And then we also
when she got there, it was like 4 weeks or a month to Vegas. So
okay,
I'd say probably
got
like 2, 3 weeks, like 2 weeks, maybe
it.
3 weeks or something like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
A lot of steroids, a lot of sex, a lot of,
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
yeah, getting sweaty,
And then we see one at like I think they're laying in bed one day or something like that, and Jackie's kind of probing her about why she doesn't want her working for her dad,
Mm-hmm.
and like she gives like very much vague answers and really doesn't answer. Then she asks about her mom, and even more vague answers. We do
Yeah.
see like talking about this this red tint used on the camera, but it was
Yeah.
like clearly like a flashback. So we've gotten a few at this point,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like she flashes and she just sees a gun in her hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then she sees a guy tied up, and then she sees her dad and then her dad shoots a guy, and he kind of falls into a
A canyon.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
canyon, cliff
that's
valley.
confidence was shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a Grand Canyon, but it
It
is.
is just, so it's just like I know words, I know things. I wouldn't call it grand, but
I just was like Ed Harris, like doing this little grin in that red filter is just so good. Like
yeah.
it looks like so diabolical, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
But yeah, so then we get like so we get these flashes as whenever Jackie's asking Lou about her dad, and this is what she's seeing, and then we also see that he's like an arms dealer. So
Mhm.
as they're in bed, like, talking about him, we see the camera shoots to him, and like you just see them packaging up guns and putting them in different like cargo, different crates or whatever, with like I think it was like wood chips and like soil and stuff like
Like
that. So
corn and shit like that. So
yeah,
yeah, to ship over to I think to Mexico, right?
okay,
They're shipping it. I think I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Um, and then we see back at the gun range or whatever, like Jackie's outside, like kind of on her break, like posing,
Yeah.
and she's standing in front of one of the like what is it, the cutout for the at the
Yeah, like
gun
the
range.
targets. Yeah, like the
Yeah, the target.
yeah target.
So she's standing in front of that, and like Lou just shoots it,
Yeah,
like while she's standing next to it, to get her attention. And
that's not gun safety. All right, don't do that. All right, that's not nice. That's not safe for handling of gun.
I'm going straight to HR that probably doesn't exist. But yeah, so he says like initially he says like that's not what I pay you for, and she
Mhm.
says, I'm on a break. So like he calls her over and
Yeah.
shows her how to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, she was like a very good shot, like that, like the
Yeah. Well, both she was a good shot, and you could tell even when she pulled the trigger, she liked it. Even when she
yeah.
said earlier of like, "Oh, I like to, I don't want to hide behind metal. I want to use my own right." No, she pulled that trigger. She was like, "Whoa, yeah,
Mhm.
it's fun. Shooting guns is a lot of fun." So
And
yeah,
then he says he's like a little bit stronger than a punch, right, or whatever.
it just lets you know. Yeah.
Um, and then, oh yeah, so then we jump back to them again in the house, and Jackie invites Lou to the to Vegas with her
Yes.
or
Hmm.
whatever. Um, and then next we have a double date with JJ, Beth, uh, Lou, and I was about to call her Kathy,
Right.
Lou and Jackie.
Yeah.
So they had this, I think it was like a Chinese restaurant because I feel like he had like General Tso's chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
But you see, there's just tension. Like Beth is like, she had like there's even more scars you can see,
Yeah.
um, or like sorry, more bruises. Sorry,
Hmm.
um, and like it's just a very like tense dinner, right? Because one, like JJ's trying to avoid eye contact with Jackie because they've had sex,
Hmm.
and then he doesn't like Lou, so like it's just a very tense situation with Beth trying to be the one to like keep everybody calm, and as she's serving JJ, she drops something on his pants.
Yeah.
And she tries to clean it up like nervously, but he like chastises her and yells and like just walks away. Um, when he walks away, Lou follows him and basically says, um, "If you touch her again, I'm going to kill you. Like this is enough."
Yeah.
And then he fires back like, "Why don't you ask your girlfriend, what we did,
Hmm.
at the end of the night?" 'Cause she was like, it's funny to see you with her when she was with me the
Yeah.
first night she got into town. And she was like, he basically insinuates that Jackie was using her for a free gym membership and a place to stay.
Yeah.
So this kind of plants a seed in Lou's head. And so when they're driving home after the dinner, Jackie, kind of asked her what's wrong,
Hmm.
and Lou just comes out and says, "So you fuck guys or whatever?" Because
Yeah.
remember when they first had sex, she asked her, "Is this just an experimental thing?" And Jackie mentions, I like both or whatever. Um, and
Which is
then
perfectly okay and shouldn't be ostracized. All right, if that's what you're into, that's totally fine.
uh, yeah, so they fight. Jackie has to get out of the car,
Yeah.
and as like she's walking alongside the car, we see the same guy, the FBI guy, kind of pull up, and he's
Hmm.
been following her. So like, she asked her to get into the car, um, and they kind of just drive off, and like,
Yeah.
Lou calms down. Jackie's in the bathroom or whatever, and like they make up.
Makeup. Yeah. So what an appropriate way to put it, Michael. Excellent. Yeah, bravo.
I don't know why talking about this is making me uncomfortable. I'm a grown ass man. Like,
And then they're like held hands and stuff. Icky.
you know what made it even more funny is the fact that as I'm sitting in the movie theater. I'm sitting in the back of the movie theater in a row by myself
Hmm.
taking notes, and I was
And you
like,
have,
I want to look like a fucking creep.
yeah. Well, then you probably shouldn't have the Dune popcorn bucket while you were doing this.
Like I was sitting there just taking notes aggressively, and I'm just like, I don't like the
Yeah.
optics of this at all.
And when you're taking notes, you do kind of go, hey. So it's not a good look.
I'm a heavy breather when I take notes. Like everybody knows that. That has nothing to do with the film.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Uh, and so yeah, they make up. They in the bathroom and whatever, and then I think when they're in bed, they say they love you to one another, and
Yeah.
then they fall asleep. The next morning, the phone rings, and they rush to the hospital because Beth has been like beaten
Yeah.
severely. Like it was like
It's
her
awful.
her face was like swollen,
Yeah.
scars and everything like that. So like um this is where we see because like Lou mentioned like she doesn't talk to her father at all. Like she doesn't see him.
Yeah.
But obviously since his daughter's been like, viciously attacked, he comes to the hospital. And I think it was interesting to see that even though like she has such vitriol towards him, like she was like, she didn't. I assume like as immediately as she saw him, she was gonna. It was gonna flip off, but like she kind of kept her composure, like really focused on her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And well, she was saying how that was another reason too, like because right before they made up the night before, she was saying how Lou was saying like that's the reason she stayed Beth because of the
Yeah.
fact that like she refuses to, and you do see this. There is this like I don't know, the Stockholm syndrome or something like that, where just like or just like the kind of the life of it of like someone a victim that's being abused. Like they don't see what's them happening, the things that are happening to them to be wrong. They just accept it, and
Yeah.
so like
And it's
yes, sir.
awful. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, she's just like, oh, I love him. He loves me. He wouldn't be that. And, Lou Jr., she's telling her that, like, he's going to kill you one day. She's like, no, he would never do that. He would, because, like, she still loves him. And it's pretty heart wrenching, to see this
Yeah,
woman try and defend this man who's just beating the crap out of her all the time.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, man. But yeah, because then that's, yeah, as you said, she told Jackie that's why she could never leave. Because Jackie said, hey, after the tournament, let's just go to California together and, like, train, etc.
Yeah, and so we do see the Luz, both senior and junior, kind of conspiring to handle JJ in their own way because of the fact that like the cops won't do anything because of the fact that Beth won't say anything. She won't come up and make a statement. So like there's nothing really that there's no interference that they can do if Beth doesn't come forward.
Yeah.
And so they kind of conspire and they're just like, we'll figure something out with JJ. You will handle it.
Yeah. But Lou is like telling her, she's like, yeah, you said that before, nothing's changed. And then Lou Sr. is like, yeah, this is different though, we're going to handle it. But he's still like, we're not going to kill him because that's not what Beth would want. Beth would want her to Beth. But like, I'm going to talk to him now a little bit so you see that. But then the whole time you get like Jackie in like the corner of the room just
seething.
Yeah.
Because you would see like obviously she's been taking steroids, and maybe this was a hint as to what the effects it was having. Like I don't know, like what we said, I've never taken steroids.
Yeah.
Usually I just hear the what is it? It just makes you stronger, or whatever, or something like that. But it was just like this seems to be more like aligned with like maybe like a heroin or like a more harder drug. It seems like because it's like it's giving her like hallucinations and things like that. So I don't know like how what the movie was trying to say with like her experiences with steroids. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't fully know with steroids, but I know actually because this other guy, Dr. Mike something, who's a BJJ brown belt, really big, thick dude. He does steroids. He openly admits he's like, "Yep, I do steroids. It's how you kind of look that big." But he has even said it's like, steroids make you dumber. Like they literally fry your brain a little bit while you're doing them. They make you a lot stronger, but it is kind of like messing with you. But that's why like this guy's like, no, that's why he takes nootropics and all other kinds of stuff too. But getting back to the movie, the whole time while we're getting is like, I mean, she is doing a ton of steroids this entire time and like super lifting. So like it's definitely making her erratic and unstable.
Yeah, that's okay. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense now. Like I said, since I don't know, it was like so we see her like sitting in the room with Beth, and she's just getting more like we said because of the steroids and because of the situation. She just leaves, and she heads over to JJ's house, and we see JJ in the house or whatever, like in his house. He comes out of a room, goes into the kitchen, and like we see his like blood on his knuckles, or whatever. And like
fucked up from this.
And then the phone rings. He doesn't pick it up, but like Lou Senior is on the answer machine. Like, pick up. We need to talk. And like, but he doesn't pick up the phone. He goes in the cabinet instead and pours himself a drink. And then I think he hears something in another part of the house. So he like goes to check it out in the living room, and then all of a sudden we just see Jackie come out of nowhere and like kind of just like. I think she punches him to the ground or whatever.
I think punches him to the ground, and then you start slamming his head into a coffee table.
Yeah. It was brutal.
It was very quick, very brutal. It was over in like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Of just like, oh yeah.
And then shortly after we get no. So she had taken Lou's car. So Lou had to take a taxi home, and as she's driving home in the taxi, she notices her car. So she gets out, and it was like a few houses down from Beth and JJ's. So like she goes into the house and she just sees his dead body, and like It was one of those, like I said, it was 824, so like I knew I was gonna have to see it. So it was like,
Yeah.
here it comes. I was like, God
Mm.
damn it, man, come on, ew, because
Yeah.
this is like she literally slammed his like jaw into the end of the coffee table, so it was shattered.
Yeah. And he was like
And
shattered and gone. He was like, holy crap. Yeah, he
yeah.
was messed up for sure.
And then she goes into the bathroom and she sees Jackie in the tub, like kind of like I guess soaking and like trying to like get the blood off of her hands.
Well, she's just like not responding,
Yeah.
totally freaked out, be like, oh my God, and just kind of like, huddling back and forth in the bathtub like that. So very much like, oof, yeah, she is scarred from what she did too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Lou just like thinking quickly. First, they wrap JJ in the rug in the living room. They carry him to the garage. They
Mhm.
try to put him in his own car, but like he won't fit in the wrapped up in the rug, so they have to undo the rug, put his body in the trunk.
I totally thought what they were going to do was have Jackie like break him in half, basically. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought was going to happen when I saw this.
Why are you putting me through this?
It's because I watched like season 1 of Reacher, and he does that in Reacher. I just assumed she would, but yeah, big strong person, just break the body in multiple pieces.
Prove it, bro. Prove it.
It's like, you lift a lot of weights. What are you going to do about that body, though? Huh?
That is funny as shit. Jesus Christ, I hate you so much. But yeah, so they put his body in his own car, and then Lou saying, "It was I know where to go. I know a place to go."
Yeah,
And so Lou drives JJ's car, and Jackie follows her in Lou's car. And
yeah.
like so, once we get another shot, a driving shot, which is like done really well.
Hmm.
And as they're stopped at a red light, out of nowhere, Daisy just pops up,
Yeah.
knocking on the window, and like obviously like Lou's trying to focus on what she needs to do. Like we got to get out of here. Nobody
Hmm.
needs to see me. And Daisy's like, oh yeah, we should because I think she had missed out on seeing her like at one night or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like,
Daisy's been trying to like see her, and has been like Jay-Z's seen Lou look at Jackie in the gym.
yeah, she was like, "Why is she driving your car?" Because like initially Lou says, "Whose car is this?" And she was just like, "I just needed to take a drive, like to clear my head or whatever."
Yeah.
And then she looks back and sees Jackie driving Lou's car, and she's like, "Well, why?" And then Lou's like kind of tries to distract her, like, "Yeah, let's meet up at such and such tomorrow night or whatever, something like that." Just to get Daisy, off the hook. And then like the light turns green, Jackie beeps the horn, giving Lou kind of the chance to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so like they just drive into the desert. And as they're driving, we see it flash from like a regular vision to like this red tent on the lane, because clearly she's like, it's like to show that she's driving a path from her memory,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like really cool. It was just like she was basically just retracing her steps.
Hmm.
And so we get to the canyon, very tiny, and so she what does she do? She douses the car in gasoline,
Yeah.
and then this is where you get the strong thing.
Yeah.
Like they push the car into the canyon. Now, so I thought they would have. Now, granted, we see why she did it the way she did it before afterwards, but it was just like I thought they would have put him in the front seat, then pushed it as if he like
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, they push the car into the canyon, and then she takes a Molotov cocktail, throws it down, and the car explodes.
Yeah. Well, she was
And
trying to frame her dad at this point.
And I think that's what I'm saying. So now it makes sense. Like, yeah, it makes sense. But I feel like it would have kind of worked. It would have taken her out of the equation more if JJ was in the seat or whatever.
Yeah. Because then you could at least be like, yeah, he was drunk and drove 10 miles off road into a small canyon. Yes.
So it's like, it's not, once again, if he's in a trunk, that's murder.
Yeah.
Versus,
yeah.
Versus just like him dying. You know what I'm saying? Or just thinking out there.
All right, kids. So what Mike says, if you're going to kill somebody.
No. I can't do another one. But yeah, so she blows up the car and then mentions that the smoke will attract the cops or whatever.
Yeah.
And so then they drive back to her house, and she's just like, we just need to lay low for a few days, because when the cops see the smoke, they're gonna come start asking questions. And this is what I was saying. It was just like, so why didn't you? Whatever. If you placed it a certain way, the cops want to come and ask you questions at all.
Yeah.
Because she mentions that there's way more down there than just JJ's body.
Mm-hmm.
And so she tells Jackie, but Jackie's like, she tells Jackie they need to lay low, but Jackie's like, let's just get out of here and go to Vegas, you know, whatever, and then we just keep going. But Lou's trying to not look suspicious because, you know, if they find JJ's body and then Lou's nowhere around, like,
and then leave town, that's pretty suspicious. Yeah.
And so I think Lou goes to Lou goes back to Beth's house to clean everything up. And she locks the door, like kind of locking Jackie in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so she goes, she cleans up the house. We see like fucking there's certain blood splattered everywhere. There was even like teeth in the wall or something like that. Like, it was crazy. So she's cleaning up, and while she's cleaning up, like I think she finishes, and like somebody, like her dad, comes to the house looking for JJ with another one of his guys. So she hides in the closet or whatever. They can't find him, and then they leave. And then at the same time, we see Jackie. She's like posing and stuff. Like, there's still like this state of like she's in euphoria, or not really accepting or realizing what she did, what had happened.
I think the combination of the steroids and the guilt and like
because we see her take a bunch of steroids, and then like she's just posing in front of the mirror, thinking of the competition and what she's gonna do. Yeah,
she has snapped and is pretty out of it for sure. Yeah.
And so like she breaks out of the house because she realizes that she's locked in. She breaks out of the house and
it doesn't. I think she just fucking plugs herself up with a ton more too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then like she leaves and goes to the gym to work out. And then so like Lou, after avoiding, you know, getting caught by her dad at the house or whatever, she goes back home, sees that Jackie broke out, but shortly, you know, Jackie comes back or whatever. And I think this is where they have a fight, right? Because like Jackie's trying to leave.
Yeah, Jackie's still like, yo, we gotta go, let's go. And Lou's like, no, we need to lay low. I'm sorry, you can't go to the competition. And Jackie headbutts her.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie is because, like, you know, Lou does get like in her face. I'm not defending this, but like Lou gets like right up in her face, and then Jackie like headbutts her. But then like she still has like this kind of dopey, you know, like drugged up smile. She's like, "Sorry, baby, I still love you. I'm going to Vegas." And then she just walks out the door, and you're like, "Oh man, she is so gone." Of just
And so Jackie hitchhikes to Vegas, and then at the same time we see that the cops have seen the smoke, and they discovered JJ's body in the trunk or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they visit. So Beth is awake now, and like they're having a birthday party for one of the kids.
Well, I think this is when we learn that Lou Senior has a cop on his payroll.
Yeah.
Who does stuff for him, because that guy goes and meets him at the gun range, and then like, what do I pay you for? Figure this shit out. And then then they have the birthday party. I think it was like right before this. Then they did the birthday party. Yeah.
So they have a birthday party, and Beth keeps asking about JJ, and she was like, "Well, you know, where is he? Have you talked to him?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do that."
And even like she asked Jackie, like, "Did you say something?" So she asked Lou, like, "Did you say something to him?" And it's like, "I'll say she's just like very delusional." And I mean it. She's a victim of abuse, so it's just like she is very much. This is how she's coping with it. And so this is where we get like they like Lou steps out of the room, and then the cops come, and like so like the kids are ushered out, and this is when Beth finds out that JJ's been found dead or whatever, and like so she like she kind of breaks down or whatever. Excuse me. And then
the whole time Lou Senior's like, see, he didn't want him dead. You know what I mean? Like, I told you, you could have just listened to me.
Again, this is where Lou he mentions the fact that like because of the guy on the inside, he knows kind of that she was her, like at least she and Jackie did something.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's also an interesting thing because like we've seen Lou do like one bad thing technically, you know, like Lou Senior. We've seen him pack up guns, and we kind of know this. And that's what I mean. Like, we don't get a ton of like him being like in the criminal underworld or whatever. We just know he's a bad guy, you know. We just know he's like a powerful bad guy. And I think the movie just did such a great way of like delicately balancing that while still having Lou, you know, Senior, and the whole time, and like it makes so much sense coming up here in like, you know, 15 minutes but like Lou Senior talking to Lou like this, like how he is. He's like, see, like I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to help. I'm on your team here, and it's almost like, why is he acting like this? But then we figure it out in a little bit, coming up. Which it was just, I thought it was just so well done. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we jump. So now, the cops found JJ's body, and then they kept digging deeper into the canyon and see there's way more bodies down here.
Yeah. That was hysterical when they have like a dude climbing down the cliff.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the car. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go under it, see how deep this goes. Fuck! Yeah.
That just gave me white person in the horror movie. It's really dark down here. I'm gonna keep going.
No, let's see what I can see. Yeah, but just him being like, "Oh fuck!" when he sees it, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that was funny."
And so, the cops have found the bodies. We know about JJ, and now we jump to Jackie. She's made it to Vegas. We do see her kind of like in this haze, where like she's like, her eyes are like very diluted, like dilated. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, she's tripping.
And but yeah, so she makes it to the competition. She shows up on stage like to, just we see her take one last hit of the steroids though, before she goes on stage. And then so she goes on with her group at first, she smiles, does the different poses. And then she comes out on her own to perform.
Yeah, and it's really cool with right before too, because like she's clearly out of it, not feeling that great. But then she goes out, but then she has a vision of Lou talking to her curtains, being like, "Hey, go out there, do great." And then she goes like, "I feel so confident now." So then she goes out for the individual.
And this is like I said, it's fucking A24 is gonna A24.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And so first we as she's on stage to perform, we get flashes. We get a flash of JJ, his mutilated body. And thank you so much. Exactly what I needed. And then we get her standing outside of the canyon, kind of looking down.
Yeah.
And then she starts as she's standing outside of the canyon, she starts regurgitating something, and she just throws up Lou's body.
Yeah.
There was a movie called Men that did the same shit last year.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It was another A24 one, but it was just this dude just kept. He kept giving birth to himself. It was super weird. I said, A24 is gonna goddamn A24.
I mean, hey, you know what? A24 didn't do this time around? They didn't have anyone slam their own head into something multiple times. That's a very common A24 thing too. Is they have someone slam their own head into something. So they didn't do that. They're changing it up a little bit.
But yeah, so she throws up Lou's body.
Yeah.
Or basically Lou onto the floor, and then it jumps back to what's happening in real life, and she's just thrown up on the stage, and you get people laughing at her.
Yeah.
And she runs up to a woman that's behind the curtains, behind the scene, and just punching her in the face.
Yeah.
And then so she gets arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the same time, while she's at the competition in Vegas, I think what happens? She sees Daisy at the Lou sees Daisy at the gym, and Daisy starts hinting that Daisy comes to her house. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Daisy comes.
Daisy goes to Lou's house, and she starts talking about the fact that she recognized JJ's car, because she never forgets a Camaro or whatever. Yeah. And then she starts asking about Jackie, and Lou's oh, we're not together anymore or whatever. And so after Jackie gets locked up, she has a phone. She can make one phone call, and she calls Lou's house, and we see what's her name, Daisy, there naked, because clearly her and Lou have had sex, and she's like, "Don't call her anymore. She doesn't want anything to do with you," type of thing. And so afterwards, we do get her. She gets bailed out by Jackie gets bailed out by Lou Senior. And he's driving her back to wherever they're from. Do you know what state they're in or what city?
Well, they were in Vegas, but where
this movie is based.
Where it takes place. I'm not 100%.
Maybe Nevada, I assume, possibly.
Yeah, I don't really know, because definitely, I mean, it said it was filmed in New Mexico,
maybe Arizona or something like that.
Yeah, but definitely not super far away from
close enough to Cali and Nevada.
But maybe,
but also to Mexico. That's why the reason I said that because of Mexico when you mentioned the
Yeah, but did they?
guns.
Because I could have sworn they might have mentioned something about the border or something like that
Okay,
too.
maybe
I
maybe
don't
that. I mean,
really.
it's not really important. I was just curious
Yeah.
because like sometimes I feel like you pick up on things that I miss.
Mm.
Um, and so as he's driving Jackie back, he's basically saying like he knows what they did,
Mm-hmm.
and he's once again trying to help her. He was like, "I just need you to do something for me or whatever, and then it will be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help you here." And like you said, he was like he is very like I don't know what to say manipulative, but he was like very calculated, and
Yes, very calculating man. This dude's smart. You know, he's an evil, smart son of a gun. Yeah.
And so as he's driving her Jackie back to town or whatever, we see Lou and Daisy at breakfast,
Yeah.
and basically Lou's trying to get more information from her about like what she knows, what she remembers, and who she told. Because
Yeah.
now the rest of the town knows about
Mm-hmm.
JJ's murder or whatever. So just like and very much Daisy is a loose end
Yeah.
who saw Jackie and Lou that night
Yeah.
or whatever.
Also, this establishes too that Daisy is kind of crazy because she doesn't give a fuck. She just wants, Lou to herself. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't even care that I think you had something to do with this guy's murder. I
Mhm.
don't care as long as I get to blackmail you to love me. That's all that matters here.
Exactly. Yeah, she mentions that she's gonna tell the cops that she saw Jackie driving JJ's car,
Yeah.
and so once she gets arrested, she'll be out of our way or something like that.
And I'm like,
Um,
Jesus Christ, girl. Yeah.
yeah, and so like kind of Lou goes along with it because she's just trying to get her to make sure that she's silent. She
Hmm.
doesn't say anything. Um, and like so they get to the house or whatever, get back to Lou's apartment, and Lou's unlocking the door. Daisy's standing behind her, and she kind of throws up,
Yeah, because they drank
and then like.
like margaritas and stuff at the diner.
Yeah, because it was like, yeah, they're drinking margaritas. So like she throws up, and then next thing you know, like there's just a spray of blood
Yeah.
on the door and Lou, and you turn around, you see Jackie's giant ass.
With a gun. Yeah.
I don't know, like it's crazy how like she's already big, but seeing her with a gun was even more terrifying. I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus. I feel like she wouldn't shoot it; she'd just throw it at you, and it literally would just penetrate.
Right. Well, cool. With every single camera angle of Jackie too, I think they did it to make her look big because she is
Mhm.
a very muscular, like toned woman already.
Yeah,
And then every outfit she had wasn't like revealing, but it was like short enough so you could see her shoulders and her
yeah.
arms.
She had the bodybuilders like their fashion, which is
Yeah.
like very much like tank tops,
Hmm.
short shorts or something like that. Very much like their muscles are on display.
Yeah, exactly. So then to see like her muscles are always on display, and I think how they angled the camera and stuff, she did just look very big and intimidating, and
Mhm.
like I mean, maybe this was me, and beautiful the entire time.
Yeah,
It's just like big, intimidating, beautiful the whole movie. So yeah,
and so yeah, so she shoots Daisy. I wasn't sure if she was gonna shoot what's her
she
name?
she thought about it. She was thinking
Yeah,
really hard, but I think that's because she was like felt kind of betrayed that like Daisy
Mhm.
was with her or whatever more than
Yeah.
anything else. Yeah,
Mhm. And so now Lou has a fucking another body on her hands. So
she
like she,
but she's surprisingly good at dealing with these bodies as
Mhm.
we've learned.
Yeah.
And interesting.
And then we'll see, shortly why. But it was like so she rolls the body up in a rug and like she's just cleaning everything up, like
Mhm.
her door and everything like that. And like we get a knock on her door, and
Yeah,
it's the FBI again. And like so she drags what's her name Daisy's body around behind the couch and like just hides it there.
yeah.
And then like so the cops come in and start grilling her, and this is where we find out like she used to work for her dad.
Hmm.
Um, and then her mom had went missing 12 years ago or whatever. So this is where we get back to the flashes from the past and
Yeah.
that red tent, and it was
Mhm.
like we see her like she was the one holding the gun,
Yeah,
like to shoot to the she was basically her dad's right hand man,
exactly.
um,
Yeah, even more so than just whatchamacallit of
JJ.
working for I was saying
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah, sorry.
it was, yeah, as you said, right hand man. Like no, this is like they are thick as thieves a little bit here. Yeah.
Mhm. And so like yeah, they're kind of grilling her, saying that like they found more bodies
Hmm.
or whatever in the canyon. And then we get like at the same time when she's being grilled by the police, uh, Jackie goes like she runs away, and you see her even more and more unhinged, and
Yeah.
like as it goes on further, like so she makes a call to someone, and we hear like a little boy talking, and he's like, "Oh, is that you, Jackie? Like, where are you?" and stuff like that, and the boy calls his mom to say it's Jackie, and like the mom just gets on and say, "Don't ever call here again. You're a monster," or something
Yeah.
like that. So I'm even curious as to what she did
Mm-hmm.
um, to.
I would. I mean, did she say at this point that she was like adopted and whatnot? You know, when she was 13 or whatever, or was that later?
Yes, yeah.
So I think, I mean, I'm not sure if she really did anything or if it was just like because of her lifestyle and being raised in like a really small, you know, Oklahoma
No, it
town.
was Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it was just a rural Oklahoma where her family just, you know, ostracized her because of her lifestyle and her, you know, orientation, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, like I said, it's one of those things where, like, it would have been nice to know, but it is not. It, like, you don't. I don't like. I don't need to be spoon fed every character's backstory and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think,
It
and
was
that's something this movie did it very well, where it wasn't like stuff was necessarily kept out on purpose as like,
Mhm.
you know, it was just like this is all we get right now because this is what's going on in this movie. I think it was a very good balance of that versus being told, you know, in other movies where it's like, no, that's a story for another time. Don't worry about this. That's a story for another time. I'm like, all right, but you know, but yeah.
don't you bring up those Star Wars quotes to
Yeah,
me? How dare
I
you?
kept it shut. I was like, I wasn't saying nothing about the crappy sequels. You did this. You opened Pandora's box, but that's another time.
You think I don't know these words? How dare you? Kill the past, let it die if you have to. Oh, that is incorrect. But anyways, so yeah, she gets off the phone with her. I assume her adopted mother or something like that, and then she goes back to um, Lou Senior's where she's knocked out.
Hmm.
Um, and then so what happens then? So after the cops leave, uh, Lou finishes cleaning up, Daisy's, body, and she gets a call from her dad, and basically he just tells her that he's going to like so he sent Jackie there on purpose, basically, like, so that Lou kind of has to come to him for help,
Hmm.
but also to frame Jackie um, for both murders, for JJ, and even though it's not framing, she
I
did do.
was going to say, it's not framing. She did kill these people.
It's so funny. It's like sometimes movies like or just stories like, no, this did happen. Don't like make it
Yeah.
because it makes it seem like a bad guy. You think, wait a minute, no, she did pull both those triggers. Like, whoa.
Technically speaking, like, yes, he's a bad guy. She's not a good guy at this point in time either. Like,
But yeah, so then Lou kind of just becomes unhinged herself, and she just goes, "Don't don't hurt her, or I'll, tell the cops everything." Because,
yeah.
like, even though the cops did find the bodies,
Mhm.
Lou Senior finds that out from Mike, his cop on the inside.
Yeah.
They can't any of those on him at all.
Yeah. There's
But
nothing
Lou
dying.
says, "Oh, they can if I tell them what I know
Yeah.
or whatever." And then, like, Lou Senior says, like, "Did you are you threatening me?"
Hmm.
And Lou goes, "Yeah, I think I am," or whatever. And then it just hangs up. So then we see that, like, Lou Senior give Mike his crooked cop, like, kind of the heads up to go, take care of Lou.
Yeah. Kill his
So what's
daughter.
interesting is, like, I figured all he had to do was, like, send an actual cop over there to
Hmm.
find Daisy's body with
Fair.
but no. So now thinking about it, if she would have went to the cops, she probably would have told on him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it was one of those things where, like, I was thinking about it, but then ultimately, like, why would he hurt himself like that?
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Yeah, because when you said that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, wait a second. Yeah.
Because
Anything
I
goes.
figured, like I said, I figured that was why he had Jackie kill Jay Z there,
Hmm.
so that there would be a dead body in her apartment, right? So
Yeah.
that he could frame her with. But yeah, yeah. So she's, like, still in the house trying to figure things out. She hears something in the apartment, goes to check the window, and Mike starts firing at her,
Yeah.
and but luckily, like, she was already ready to leave anyway. Like, so she had a gun hidden under her bed, and a few wads of cash to kind of get out of there. And she hides behind the couch. She shoots, at Mike, and she even says, like, he sent you here to kill me,
Yeah.
really? And I was just like, yeah, lady, like,
Yeah.
you know who that man
Yeah.
is.
It's that. Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's all right. Yeah.
And so, what happens? What happens? Oh yeah, so she knocks Mike out,
Hmm.
and then, like, she goes to
Well, she puts
her dad.
Daisy's body in the truck and then brings
Mhm.
that and then goes off. And she was supposed to pick up her sister Beth around this time, but obviously not picking up Beth because
Yeah,
everything else. Yeah.
yeah. And so, like, then she goes to her dad's house, Excuse me. Yeah, she goes to her dad's house. She's looking for him or whatever. She can't find him, but
Mhm.
she finds her sister,
Yes.
Beth. And Beth now knows that, well, basically what her dad told her. So we don't know how truthfully he was with
Mhm.
the story, but he just tells her that Lou was either Lou or Jackie was the one that killed JJ. So
Yeah.
like, fucking Beth is once again still irate at
Mhm.
the guy that was abusing her.
Yeah. The guy that
Got dealt with.
hospitalized her and almost killed her. It was
Yeah.
still like, how could you do that to my husband? I hate you. You don't know what love is, etc.
Hmm.
And you're just like, oh man. Yeah. And then Jackie being like, I'm not Jackie, Lou being like, all right, fine, that's how you want to play. Grabs her by her hurt face and like
Yeah.
squeezes her hurt face, be like, now tell me where Jackie is. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, oof. Yeah. No love lost now, I guess, for these
Not
sisters.
at all. Yeah. And so she finds out that Jackie is in like the
Side
on
house.
the the side the guest house or the side house or something like that.
Yeah.
So she goes to find her. She and Jackie's like all tied up,
Hmm.
bound and gagged or whatever. She takes the gag out of her mouth and then um unties her and like Jackie's immediately like just punches her and runs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, clearly struggling with all of this. She's like, what the fuck? I don't want to be around you anymore. Like, since
Yeah.
I've been with you, I've now killed 2 people. You know,
Mm.
like that's,
And
yeah.
then like so yeah, so as Jackie's running away, Lou jumps on her back. Just like, "What are you doing?" I'm here to help you. And then like, so she loses the gun that she had. Jackie picks it up and points it at her, and she's just like, and like I said, I think that's why I'm glad we get to talk about these things. Because like
Sure.
initially I was confused, but like now I can definitely see
Hmm.
because of the steroids, it is messing with her mind.
Yeah.
So like you do see these moments where like her world isn't clear. There's no or anything like that. So like she is having basically a breakdown, and she was like, as soon as I leave town, like you fuck another girl, like what the fuck was up with that?
Hmm.
Um, and then but she's able to like calm her down and was just like, I'm not here to because Jackie thinks that Blue is there to kill her or whatever,
Yeah.
or like to rat her out or something. Like she was like, I'm here to save you, dumbass. I love
Yeah.
you. And so then we also find out that Lou's mom had we don't know what exactly happened to her,
Yeah.
but 12 years prior, like she wanted to basically leave Lou Senior, and
Hmm.
like so she went to the cops, but like she called the cops and but never followed up
Yep.
because it's assumed that Lou Senior got rid of her.
Gotta do what you
Um,
gotta do. All right. I was just.
I hate you so many. And so she tells like they reconcile or whatever. She tells Jackie to go down to the side of the house. I'll meet you there. But I gotta find my dad.
Yeah.
And so like she finds Lou Senior, shoots him in no, she doesn't shoot him. She shoots him in the leg, right?
No,
No.
Lou Senior shoots her in the leg.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
Yep. 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 Yeah.
It's too many Lou's. That's what
Yeah. Yeah. Guy Lou shoots her.
I know Lewis got shot. I just don't know which one.
Yeah. Yeah. Lou was shot. Which one was shot?
But yeah, so Lou gets shot in the leg by her dad, and then like he's like basically, about to kill her, and like we hear Jackie hears her screaming, so like she comes back or whatever. Like you just see her kind of like the steroids are like her strength like kind of building very much like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Throughout the entire movie, we've heard like ripping sounds or like bulging
Mhm.
sounds when she's flexed her muscles. So now you should hear her screaming. So yeah, as you said, like becomes like the Incredible Hulk basically. But this is where
Yeah.
the movie gets a little like I didn't like this part. I
Yeah.
didn't. Like meh.
And so like Jesus. Oh my god. So we see like Jackie has just grown to basically be a 50-foot woman.
Yeah,
That's what-
exactly. Like a giant. Yeah. Like,
And so like she grabs Lou Senior, and I like once again I was scared because it's A24. I thought she was gonna talk about crushing him.
yeah, like
or-
rip him in half or something. I thought he was gonna rip him in half. Was what happened.
that's what I thought. And like, but she just like kind of pins him down. And Lou gets up and like points a gun at him, and he's like basically saying that, just kill me then, fuck it, like I don't care.
Yeah.
And but Lou doesn't because we hear the
Because
sirens
called
of
FBI to come. Yeah, because Lou,
Yeah.
like I said, great had FBI. But this is also too where like Lou Senior tells her, it's like I didn't have to kill her. She just left because she didn't want to be my husband or your mother. Because she was just like we're like the same person, and which is cool because it's Lou, Senior and Lou. There's some similarities. They're both kind of
Yeah.
sociopaths. Just throwing that out.
Mhm.
They both are sociopaths. I would say at this point, or at least
Yeah.
psychopaths. Yeah.
but instead of killing her dad, she like lets him leaves him there to deal with his fate, and so they just drive off. And they,
Well, what
they
moves
drive.
me first is they're like two giants running off into the
Oh
clouds
yeah,
together, and I'm like, the fuck.
what the fuck is this? Yeah.
For you know what I think, and I'm trying to defend it, is they
Head
didn't
in the
like have
clouds,
what's up.
head in the clouds,
And the
free
class, yeah,
birds.
they're
Yeah.
free. Exactly, there's freedom, there's freeness, and like I think even for like Jackie helping out, she didn't grow to that large size, but she came in and like supported Lou by like hitting what's his face or whatever, and
Mm.
like like the normal movie way when someone goes away, but then they come back and hit the bad guy in the back of the head, and that's how they
Yeah.
solve the problem. I'm sure that's what happened, but instead of having that be what happens on screen, they had this metaphor for her growing to a giant being.
Yeah, the director let her 5-year-old be like, all right, so then,
Yeah.
and then they flew off, and
And
then
they flew up into the sky, and it was so cool. Yeah, no, 100%.
you can't let your 3-year-old tell the end of your film.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, like you said, metaphorically, they run off. Their heads, they're both giant women running,
Yeah.
through the, running away. So like then we see them driving off. They're driven all night.
Mm-hmm.
And like we hear as they're driving Lou's truck, we hear a bit of a bump.
Yeah.
And so like she pulls over to the side of the road, and obviously, like you said, like it's Daisy's body in the back, and we see that Daisy's still alive somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because she got shot through the cheek. Like, you can see the bullet hole like in her cheek head, so it wasn't a high enough shot from Jackie from earlier. And Jackie's asleep in the truck while all of this is going down. Yeah.
And so she basically Lou, seeing that Daisy's still alive, she chokes her out, strangles her to finish the job, and then like just drags the body in broad daylight to the like further along the side of the road and just start digging. And I'm just like, what? And it was like this is what the credits are going up.
Yes. And I love this ending. I laughed. I thought it was like it was so.
It was funny, but like as a logical person, I'm just like,
no, this whole thing, it defies logic at this point. But just hysterical. She just was like, she's like smoking a cigarette. She looks, and she even checks. She's like, all right, well, Jackie's still asleep, so she doesn't need to know that I did this for her, basically. And strangles Daisy, then it just goes off smoking a cigarette while trying to drag a body into like broad daylight. End. And I'm like, the fuck was this? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A24 constantly, you end the movie like, what the fuck did I watch?
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, like you said, they don't make any bad movies. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like but somewhere between good and great.
Yeah.
But it was like it's one of those things. It was like, what the fuck did I watch?
Yeah.
Or like, fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, exactly. I liked it, but I was like, the hell? But yeah, because that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, so that is Love Lies Bleeding, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We are the Meddling Kids. We always like to go to our original reviews that we gave. So, Mike, you gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Are you keeping it?
I'm sticking with a 3.5. Yeah.
All right.
I do have it like it's not perfect, but I did really enjoy it. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it is one of those things where I do have questions, but I'm not mad that they weren't answered as far as like some of the background of the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was really good, really good. I enjoyed it. I'm like, so because you mentioned it, like it was one of those I was like, possibly because it's gonna wait until it came out to streaming, but I was like, I'm really glad I did see it like in its opening weekend.
Nice.
Like I did really enjoy it. And once again, I shouldn't have watched it. Such a horny movie at 11 o'clock in the morning. Like, that was aggressive of me. But
just licking protein shakes off of people's bodies while like right before you're meeting people at the same time.
Biting toes for some reason. I was like, oh,
yeah,
the children. No, it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. And I'm really glad to see that Kristen Stewart kind of proving herself as an actress after the Twilight saga.
Yeah, definitely.
And both of them obviously was Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, but it is really nice to see her getting opportunity. Like obviously they both lean more into like indie films to flex those acting chops. So it is nice to see. From her. But yeah, so 3.5. I'm gonna stick with the 3.5.
Nice. Yeah, I said 3.5 to 4. Then I said 4 at the end. Upon further reflection, I might do a 3.75 because it's not quite as good as other 4s, but I did really enjoy a lot of it. But there were some like things that were not quite as good. So I'm going to do 3.75 because again, I really liked it. I thought it was good. I do even say, hey, check it out. There are some what the fuck moments. There's some good what the fuck moments and some bad what the fuck moments in it. But yeah, no, I think definitely I'm glad I watched it as well. But cool. Again, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Again, we are the Two Meddling Kids. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can find us at Two Meddling Kids on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And you can email us at twomeddlingkids@gmail.com. Mike, how can they reach out to you?
On Instagram at Days from Legendary.
Love it. And you can reach out to me at EdHunt77 on Twitter and Instagram, or hunt.comics on Instagram and TikTok for all my comic stuff. We'll see you next week with a brand new movie. Catch you, everyone. Bye.